Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm going to be reading in this book, The Case for Christianity, answer book by Lee Strobel. Today we're going to be talking about a question that atheists and Christians might have. Are Christianity and science at odds? So we're going to go ahead and get started on this. Each time I do a topic in this book, I always like to address who the author is of this book. So the author of this book is Lee Strobel, like I said before. He came to know Christ later on in life. He was an atheist, most of it, but he was an investigator journalist, and he tried to prove that the resurrection was false, but he couldn't do that. And he went through all the evidence, and it all led up to Jesus' resurrection being 100% true. And so he accepted all the evidence in front of him, laid out on the table, and he became a Christian. And so he's written many books, and this is just one of them. And he's put together 60 questions in this one book that atheists and Christians might have. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on this. Are Christianity and science at odds? Many people think that science and faith are arch enemies, and that we must choose between the facts of scientific research and the superstitious folklore of religious tradition. This was once my point of view. In high school, I became convinced that the evidence for Darwinian evolution had, in effect, put God out of the job. Why do we need him anymore? I mused. When we now know that life was formed through purely natural means, I would have agreed with physicist Steven Weinberg's statement: one of the greatest achievements of science has been, if not to make it impossible for intelligent people to be religious, then at least to make it possible for them not to be religious. For me, the initiation into science meant the graduation from belief in the supernatural. It was at that time that I began calling myself an atheist. Today, my beliefs would be better summed up with this quote from nanoscientist James Tour of Rice University. Only a rookie who knows nothing about science would say science takes away from faith. If you really study science, it will bring you closer to God. What I came to learn, as I described in The Case for Creator, was that numerous strands of science, including cosmology, physics, astronomy, biochemistry, biology, and the study of consciousness, all point in the same direction. With ever-increasing data, these disciplines indicate that there is an intelligent designer who has worked in miraculous ways to create and fine-tune the universe, and to populate it with a variety of living creatures, including humankind. We'll explore a number of these areas in the answers that follow, but for now, suffice it to say that science and religion are not enemies. In fact, good science and true religion point to the same truths. The heavens declare the glory of God, the skies proclaim the work of his hands. Day after day they pour forth speech, night after night they reveal knowledge. They have no speech, they use no words, no sound is heard from them. Yet their voice goes out into all the earth, their words to the ends of the world. Psalms 19, 1-4. Well, that was a pretty quick topic there and answer to it. And then since we have a little bit more time, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the fine-tuning of the universe. So, what is the fine-tuning of the universe, and what can it tell us? One of the most striking discoveries of modern science has been that the laws and constants of physics unexpectedly conspire in extraordinary ways to make the universe suitable for life. Put another way, about 50 different factors had to be dialed in with incredible precision in order for life of any kind to survive. If even one of these areas had been off to even the slightest degree, we wouldn't have been around to know about it. But how did these factors get so dialed in? By chance? The odds against that are absolutely astronomical. In our interview for the Case for Creator, physicist Robin Collins gave an example of just one of these areas, the cosmological constant, which represents the energy density of empty space. There's no way we can really comprehend it, he explained. Fine-tuning has conservatively been estimated to be at least 1 part in 100 million, billion, 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 billion. That would be a 10 followed by 53 zeros. That's inconceivably precise. I couldn't imagine a figure like that. Can you give me an illustration? Let's say you were out in space and were going to throw a dart at random toward the Earth. It would be like successfully hitting a bullseye that's 1/trillionth of an inch in diameter. That's less than the size of one solitary atom. Breathtaking was the word that came to mind. This just one of about 50 examples pointed convincingly to a divine fine-tuner. The evidence is so powerful, in fact, that it was instrumental in helping Harvard-educated professor Patrick Glenn, a spiritual skeptic, abandon his agnosticism, and it is compelling information we can share with our friends too. Who has measured the waters in the hollow of his hand, or with the breadth of his hand marked off the heavens? Who has held the dust of the earth in a basket, or weighed the mountains on the scales and the hills in a balance? Who can fathom the Spirit of the Lord? Isaiah 40:12-13. Well, guys, hope you enjoyed those 2 topics there. They're definitely, this makes you realize how fine-tuned the universe is and how science directly points to God the Creator. And in my other videos, you saw that there was a topic about how the God of the universe relates specifically to God of the Bible. They're the same God. And so there's a whole lot that science talks about the Creator